Okay, welcome back. It's that time again. I know. Bag of shite. And here is the bag, and here's what's in it. Let's get to it and show you what I got. Okay, so I've got several box sets of The Simpsons here. I know these are streaming at the moment. I think it's on Disney or Netflix. I think it's Disney, but I have no longer got Disney. Due to price increases and them wanting, if you've got, basically I was getting Disney for free, and now they want to pay if you're not in not the same IP address, not the same household. It's the same thing they've done with Netflix. They want to get an extra £4, £5, £6, £7 a month out of you. Just not prepared to do it, especially with the quality of products that Disney is putting out at the moment. But The Simpsons is a classic. Has it got? There's all the episodes on it. There's some memorable ones from the early seasons, like I can't even remember that. The one where Lisa, they go to Duffland, and Lisa's tripping on the Duff beer, drinking from the lake, the Duff Lake. One where Homer has to be union representative. Let's see what's on it. If it's on this one. One fish, two fish, blowfish, bluefish. Dancing Homer. Camp Krusty's another one that I revisited recently while I still had Disney. They're spread out. It's just ones like that I can remember. But yeah, back in the day, physical media, you get all this bump and J cards and the rest of it. And yeah, it does take up a lot of space, and I can understand why people prefer streaming. You know, the convenience of it. I've been watching a lot of Spartacus. I'm on this season one, second season on Netflix. It's pretty interesting. A lot of nudity, a lot of violence, and I have got some of them on DVD. But just out of pure convenience, I've been checking them out on Netflix. But what happens when your internet is down, which is happening more and more with me recently? Surges in power, keep resetting the router, so you'd be watching something and then it just starts buffering. It's just nothing worse than the buffering circle. But yeah, I had to pick these up. I got them at such a good price as well. And I'll show you everything. I'll tell you how much I paid. You know, just for the artwork alone, and just being able to visit specific shows when you feel like it. Treehouse of Horror, Radio Bart, Lisa the Greek. I do feel that the later, I only watched it when it was for free, basically. I think it was on BBC Two originally, or was it Channel 4? I can't remember. But when it was on. We would watch it every single day. But then I think it went over to Sky, and I think we had cable TV for a short while. Never got satellite TV, even though at one point I did actually install it for a brief time. Yeah, you can't beat having something in your hands, all that great artwork. And it just seems like people are very, I don't know, is it short-sighted to be getting rid of physical media now? Is it people passing on, you know, people clearing out the collection? It's like, I've got no need for that. Duffless. Krusty Kit's cancelled. Camp Krusty. Street car named Marge. Yeah, they did. Homer's triple bypass. They did do some interesting stuff back in the day. The later seasons did seem to get, from what I've seen of it, did seem to get a little bit, I don't know. And then they cancelled Apu. I mean, that's unforgivable in my eyes. The whole wokeness thing, the whole... I just think it got silly. It got very silly. So what are we on there? 4th? I'll just show these. I won't talk too much. Show the artwork, really. Simpsons, a lot of people will know, started on the Tracy Ullman show. It was very rough, drawn back in the start, and the characters changed a hell of a lot. Let's see what the track listing, the episode listing. You know, there's all the box sets. How many are there? Greatest hits. Season 4. So I've got up to about season 9 here. I know they're still making Simpsons, and you've got Buffy. I've seen some of these in the shop before, but Buffy was never one, and Angel. Not really things that I was into. Again, with 24, we had box sets of 24. He was saying take the whole lot for £6. You know, the whole complete. I don't know how many seasons they've done. Was it 3? I think the whole 1 to 3 box set was there for £6. A week or so ago. Oh, NYPD Blue, love that. Sipowicz and Caruso. Firefly, I've got that. Dark Angel, yep. I was into that back in the day. Lost in Space. Roswell, never actually saw that, I don't think. Millennium. Lance Henriksen, did see some of that back in the day. Not a massive fan, to be honest, but let's see what's on this. Sweet Seymour Skinner's Badass Song. That's a reference to Sweetback film. Mario Van Peebles, or one of the Van Peebles. What else we got here? Last Temptation of Homer. Obviously, Last Temptation of Christ. Boy Scouts in the Hood. Obviously, Boys in the Hood. A lot of puns. A lot of homages to classic films. And then we got, who's that there? Rosebud. What band is that? And obviously, Dracula there. And Sideshow Bob, voiced by Kelsey Grammer. Very good, very good. Let me put a short pause for the cause here. I'll get a sip of water, and I'll be back with season 6. Okay, so complete 6th season. Again, the cutout revealing the complete 6th season. Here we got the episode listings. So what we got? Itchy and Scratchy Land, Sideshow Bob Roberts. What else ones can I remember? Who Shot Mr. Burns, obviously part 1. But yeah, a lot of these ones you'll watch them and you might not remember the title specifically, but they're sort of burnt into your memory. We've got case files about who shot all the suspects. Different sort of layout here with the... Not too keen on this, to be honest, but there we go. All the sort of stuff that people are missing out on. Not that you really go through this sort of stuff, but it's nice to have. Home of the Great. Marge getting psychoanalyzed. Marge getting a little bit trigger happy there. Oh, you and yeah, that man can't be killed. You can't kill something that's dead. So yeah, that's season 6 there. It's quite hard filming this with the camera right in my face. And you have to have long arms to be a YouTuber, or to have a better setup. I mean, this is just how I do things. If you don't like it, I'm sorry about that. But yeah, this is getting to be on quite a long video now. Season 6, but I've started, so I'll finish. Season 7. Looks like it's a camera there with the eye. Again, I just saw this, I was like, how could you throw something like this out? Who Shot Mr. Burns Part 2, Radioactive Man. Bart Sells His Soul, I remember that one. A Fish Called Selma. Bart the Fink. Yeah, nothing jumping out at me there. But yeah, the one where Homer's the union rep, very funny. Lisa needs braces, so he realises that if he gives up the dental plan, then he has to pay for Lisa's braces. Somebody's left a top trump in there. Smithers. Got the discs again in that sort of style. Have a quick look through this little book, which is sort of done in a vanity style. It just shows, yeah, it's just nice little touches like that. You know, I think there will be a resurgence. I mean, I watched a video today of somebody with only 700 and so subscribers, but very good, very well made content. very well produced, and you know, basically saying as a younger person, he looked like he was in his 20s. He's still got a lot of physical media picking it up. These ones are sealed, but like you can see, back in the day, 20 quid for the 8th season there. Which is quite cheap when you think about how much, if you look at the time, approximately 545 minutes of entertainment for £20. I don't, can you still get that sort of deal on streaming? I don't think so. I've done videos in the past where for each episode, I think, was it of Charmed, it was like £3.50 an episode. That soon adds up, and that's not even for good quality streaming. The bit rates are crunched, the audio quality is crunched. If you want HD quality, you've got to pay extra. It's just ridiculous. I mean, you're better off just having the physical, you know. So when I saw these, I was just like, yes, I'm having those. Yeah, I could probably resell these on eBay and make a small profit, but I don't mind having them, just to dip into now and again when the mood suits me. Just see what is on this one. Is there anything that sort of jumps out at me? Last Temptation of Crust now. Natural Born Kissers. So yeah, nothing that's jumping out to me on that one, but again, it's got the, should I open these up? Not today, but thought I'd show you those. That's all the Simpsons I've got, and a couple more that I picked up. Picked up this one. I saw a clip on, I think it was YouTube, of Gary Oldman talking about his scarf that he gave to John Hurt when he was filming this, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. And John Hurt was like, "Oh, that's a beautiful scarf." He was like, "That it's now yours." And when John Hurt passed, his wife, Anwin, I think it is, give it back to Gary Oldman, and he was tearing up with the thought that, you know, an actor that he respected, John Hurt, his wife would remember the scarf and pass it back to him. So that was a nice little story. So I'll give this a watch out of respect for John Hurt and Gary Oldman. I think this was a series that used to be on TV. I think it had Alec Guinness in it, if I remember right, back in the late 70s, early 80s. Do you remember something of that? So I'll give this a watch. Interested to see that. And a bit of shit, a bit of schlock, Kill Zombie. Looks like a bit of a rip-off of Resident Evil type, you know, low budget. But sometimes this stuff is good fun, and you've got, is that an Indian guy? Indians always overact and make things better. So yeah, that's just that little bag of shite. I'll say all this lot, plus some other items of clothing, come to 12 quid. So very happy with that. I'm not going to turn it down. I'm not going to leave that behind when somebody else would pick them up, like the box sets of 24 before. You know, I didn't need them. I had them and never watched them when they first come out. I had the pirated copies of them, and what just wasn't for me. So I just left that behind. But these are something that I will dip into and enjoy, not for resale value. But if that's your, you know, if that's your boat, if you're a reseller, definitely check out the charity shops, because now is the time that people are offloading stuff like this for streaming, and I think it's a bad decision, because streaming is only going to get worse. the cost of living, the cost of internet, the cost of the streaming services is only going to keep going up. They basically lulled people into a false sense of security with the convenience of streaming. Once you get used to these things, it's like a drug dealer giving away free samples. You know, you get people hooked, and then you bump up the prices. It's just economics, and this sort of stuff here. That people in their 20s, 30s are gonna be all over this. And my age, you know, going to be. I probably kept it from the first time round, my age, but like younger people are like, oh, I remember that. I remember growing up to that. And I think there will be a massive return, if not already, to physical media. I don't think there'll be massive profits to be made unless you get stuff dirt cheap like this, like I did here. But it's not all about money. It's about quality. At the end of the day, it's about having something that's not going to be edited because it's not politically correct or woke, or is going to offend somebody because, you know, everybody these days is offended. It's like people are going out of their way to be offended and have things cancelled and tweaked and edited and censored. I've always disagreed with that sort of stuff, so I'm going to support free speech in any way, free thought. And yeah, I know that sort of with this as a backdrop seems a bit weird, but it's just part of it. It is just part of it. I don't agree with Disney owning everything, and buying that 20th Century Fox and owning the Alien franchise and the Predator franchise and turning it into a bunch of shit. We've got Badlands coming out, which looks like a load of horse shit. Won't be going to the cinema. I'm glad I haven't got Disney to watch that shit. Just, I can guarantee the amount of bad reviews coming from the reactions to the trailers I've seen so far. I just would not go. I would just boycott it. You know, it's time. We say we've had enough of sponsoring this shit and going along with it. Oh, it might be okay. It might be okay. It looks. Oh no, you know, they've got a lower rating because there's no human blood and just stop it. Anyway, that's my little rant for the day. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, share and subscribe if you want. If you don't, have a nice day. And check out the charity shops if you're looking for bargains, because that's where they are. Take it easy. Bye-bye.